Peace officers, what is your location?
On School Avenue, the Baptist Church across the street from Everett. It's on fire.
Do you see flames at this time or just smoke?
There's flames coming out of the window.
Anytime we have to have our first responders, something terrible has probably happened in our lives. We went through a traumatic experience, and they're there to help us and serve us.
Station 28, Station 19, District 14, commercial structure fire 701, School Avenue, 701, School Avenue, flames showing. This will be the House of Prayer Church, Coffee North East Tech 2043.
You hear the sirens all the time, but when they're coming for you, it's the sweetest sound you ever want to hear.
It's often a thankless job that goes unnoticed until a time of need.
Without them there, I wouldn't be here.
Bay County first responders always on duty to answer the call, oftentimes with only a couple of hours of sleep.
24 hours is hard. They're 24 on, 48 off.
The average person gets about 7 hours of sleep each night, but for first responders, they're lucky to get 1 or 2.
24 hours, that's something that most humans can, barely handle. You're out there doing the most.
In Bay County, firefighters, law enforcement officers, EMTs, and paramedics respond to an average of 250 calls per day. Each shift unpredictable and at times physically and emotionally draining.
It's the kind of heart they were born with. They were born for other people. They weren't born for themselves, and that's what they were meant to do, because that's not a job for everyone.
The sacrifice they make affecting their families too.
Well, this morning, the little girl, the 5-year-old, chased him down the driveway because she was in her bathroom getting ready, and he's like, okay, I'm leaving. And he's like, tell her bye. And so she came out there and she's like, where is he? I'm like, he's already in the truck. I'm like, if you hurry, you can catch him. So she raced down the driveway to catch him.
When they're not on a call, many are training, preparing for what could come next.
People don't realize what all they do. They train so hard. They're constantly going to school. They're constantly doing training.
They're our warriors.
First responders are mothers, fathers, wives, and husbands, and every day they choose to make a sacrifice to protect the ones they love and the ones they don't even know.
They work 24-hour shifts. That's 24 hours away from family, and that's the time that they're giving towards the community.
Those shifts include holidays too. Families forced to plan ahead and make sacrifices themselves when their loved ones are on shift.
You have to plan your holidays like super early so they can actually come.
Our Bay County first responders working around the clock, all to ensure the well-being of others and keeping their community safe.
It's a very selfless job, and I think that we need more selfless people.
In Bay County, the community sees you and appreciates you and your passion for the job.
Thank you for being so selfless and just being there, not giving up.
But with the appreciation must also come respect, especially on the road.
Like whenever you see a fire truck going down the road, pull over, let them get by, let them do their job. Those couple seconds can really save a person's life, whoever that may be.
Medic 16, respond emergent to 1 Harrison Avenue, Panama City Marina. That's 1 Harrison Avenue, reference possible gunshot.
I'll be about 1 Harrison Avenue from Station 1.
Medic 16 is en route, approximate 4-minute ETA, EMS to EMS 2.
I'm in Route 11 from Harrison, 1 Harrison.
Copy, so the Coast Guard's bringing them in on their boat. It's going to be FWC officer.
Even though you know there's danger, you still accept that and you still run into it instead of away from it. We thank you for that.
On behalf of the Greg Wilson Law Firm and all of us here in Bay County, we appreciate you.